Hey class, so this is 1.3.6 longest streak. So this one is a little bit of a modification of the last one that we did when we did our coin flip. This time we want to flip our coin, but we want to count, we want to make sure that we know what the longest streak of heads is. Okay, so look, I have, let me go back to my output. So on my output, you can see that I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Looks like 1, 2, 3. 5. That was the longest streak of 5 heads. Okay, so how do we do that? Well, it's a little bit the same and a little bit different than the last one. So I am going to go back and pick up my code from the, so I'm going to grab this code here. It looks like it starts right there, and I'm going to go all the way down to, you know what, I don't think I need that stuff. I think I'm just going to go to here, maybe here. And then I'm going to copy that, and I'm going to go to my new code, I'm going to put it over there, and we'll start modifying. Okay, so let's pop that right there. Alright, so instead of heads and tails this time, I'm going to say that we're going to do a tally. We need to have a heads tally because that's what they asked us to have. We wanted to have like as many heads, you know, like the the longest streak of heads. So I'm going to change that one to heads tally just so that I kind of have it in my head. That's what that's doing. And then the other one, instead of tails, I'm just going to put plain old tally. I just need to do a tally of that. Now then, I do need to keep track. Okay, so all that's good. We still have our flips. We still are doing 100. Here though, right here, we have to add a flip because we need to know, we have to have a way to separate the flips from the heads and the tails. We need to just have a variable that just does the coin flip. So let's add a variable here, and we want it to still be Boolean, and we want, I'll just name it coin, and then I still want it to be randomizer next Boolean, so let me just go ahead and pull that out of there, Control X, and let's put that right there, okay? I just want to pull that out of that condition, and in the condition, all I really need is a coin. So now I can kind of, and I'll show you guys in just a second how that helps that work. So we've got our coin being flipped, and we've got either true or false again, same as before. But now we can start to tweak this just a little bit. So we still want to print out heads, but here we just need a regular tally. We just need a tally of what's going on. Okay? And then here's where we're going to add some more stuff. We're going to say if the tally is greater than the heads tally, then it's going to become the new tally. Okay? And our action is going to be that the new heads tally is going to be the new tally. And I'll show you what that means in just a second, okay? Let's get that one in there. All right, let's scroll on down. We're almost done with this thing. And we just want to change this to tally is equal to 0. And I'll explain this in just a second. Okay, shoot. This is right. Oh, okay. And then the last thing we need to do down here is we just need to print this thing out. Let me type that out. Okay, and so I just typed that out. We've got a system. So, and the reason I put it right there is because it's outside of the for loop. Okay, so that was the for loop, and inside of the for loop I had a nested if statement. Okay, so we've got the coin flipping, and if it's true, then we need to count the heads. And I'll show you over here. This will make more sense here in just a second. So let's just put a tally here, okay? And then let's put head tally here, okay? And then let me get to the top of this. Okay, this is the top. And then let's take a look and see. Our longest streak is 6. Okay, let's do our longest streak of 6. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's our very first one, and that's fine. So here we go. So we know that the very first one, when we flipped this coin, is heads. So that makes it true. If true, and remember we assigned heads to true. Because that was the very first one that I put. If I had put tails there, then tails would have been our true. Whatever is being printed out is being added, or I guess it's being assigned to true. So we have we're printing out heads. Okay. Then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to tally, and we're going to say, okay, that's 1. That's 1. We've got 1 heads. We've got 1. All right, then we're going to say if tally is greater than heads tally. So heads tally right now is 0. Okay, so let's put that 0 right there. And we're saying if 1 is greater than 0, then we're going to make 0 become 1. Okay, so now we have 1 heads. Okay, all right, and then let's keep going. And then now we've got our second coin flip. Okay, we've got our second coin flip, and we know from the answer it's heads again. So that makes it true. So then we're going to go to our tally, and we're going to add another 1. So now we've got 1 plus 1. We have 2 in our head tally. And then now we need to reflect that over here. Our tally is 2. Is 2 greater than 1? Yes, it is. So then the heads tally needs to become 2. Okay, so there we go. Okay, so that's what we have there. And then let me erase that. And let's just say that we go through all of these, okay? So let me pause here and write it down for you guys. Okay, so I wrote these down. So now we have 5. We've got 5 heads, and now we're on our 6th head over here. So we've got 6, the coin flips, and lo and behold, we get heads again. So we've got our tally, and our tally becomes 6, because we keep adding 1 to this, okay? Every time we do that tally plus plus, we're adding 1 more. Okay, so we're adding another head, another head, another head. Okay, and then 6 becomes 6, so now our head tally is 6. Now, see, this is where we needed to have 2. All right, and so the very next one's going to show us. The next one is tails. So we get up here, and then we flipped it, and we got tails, which is false. So we skip all of this stuff, and we come down here to else, and we do tails. And then we reassign tally to 0. So now our tally is, we no longer have a consecutive amount of heads. Now we've started again, so the tails part resets that tally back down to 0. So we're back down to 0, so now we have to go back up again, and this time we've got 1 head right here. So we're going to go back up again, and we've got heads, and we have 1. So we're going to add 1 to our tally, and we get 1. And now look what happens. Is 1 greater than 6? It is not. So heads tally stays like that. That's how this thing works. This is counting the current tally of how many heads, and this is saving like the biggest number of heads. Okay, so if I were to run this again, let's see if we can get a different number that's not at the very start. Yeah, heads is 7. Let's see where those heads are. I didn't see it. Darn it. Okay, let me scroll up again. Heads. So our tally would have been 2, and then it would have been reset to 1, and then it would have reset again to 1, one here, one here, one here, one here, two here. Oh, here it is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so that's where that would have been reset from here. So every time that it went to tails, it resets it to 0, and then we start counting heads again. So all of these would have been reset. And then finally, when we get to here, we would have reset it and added and added and added until we got to 7. And then here, 7 would have stayed because 7 is definitely more than 3. And then down here, 7 still would have stayed because 7 is still more than 5. And 3, nope. So that's how we can get, so the tally part is tally of the, like the current number of, heads that's going on, and the heads tally is like our big count of how many, and so we can save that. Let's see. Okay, so that's that last part. We needed a way, from last, okay, so when we were doing just the plain old coin flip, all we really needed to keep track of was heads and tails. And so that's why we needed to separate this. We needed to have the coin being true and false separated from our tally, our heads tally, and our regular tally. Okay, guys, hopefully that makes sense to you. Let me know. And let's check our code. Great, and let's submit and continue. All right, see you the next time.